course, we live in 2024. You get cancelled for almost everything, and bullies are always called out no matter what and where. So, tech entrepreneur Omar Kassim, founder of Jado Pado, shares an anti-bullying message.
You can see it here. It was on X. He shared what appears to be an old note that he wrote in school. The note says, "To Mrs. Rowlands, I think it is unfair that kids are not allowed to fight at school. I really would like to stick up for myself by not depending on others."
He ended it saying, "If I don't, I keep getting bullied and hurt." And of course, his post on X got positive responses from users who related to bullying in schools.
It's a really tricky one, no?
Yeah, it is. I agree with you because, like, see, like, bullying is there, and sometimes when you tell a teacher or a supervisor or even the, counselors, they don't really act upon it to actually stop it. And then you do see a tendency, like kids who got bullied, they turn to be very aggressive at home. And I would say very, like, they pull back, they stop doing well at school, they stop doing well with friends socially, and they get a lot of as well mental health issues. And by the way, not only that, like, bullying is there even not only at school, like at university, at workplaces, everywhere, you know what I mean? And on the internet, even if you are on the internet and just posting a picture, you are there, you might get bullied.
This is the thing, it's so prevalent. It is a thing in society, and you're right, it's workplaces, universities, starting in school. So when schools say that, they have an anti-bullying campaign and, they're very aware, it's like you can't be, because you're not in the psyche of these kids, and it can be silent bullying. And I would hate to sit here and try and say a one-size-fits-all statement based on bullying, because I don't think that's the case.
Agreed.
Unless you're in it. And I think it would be really helpful to have maybe a psychologist or someone from schools to come in and speak on, what they can do in these cases. Like, what advice can you give to kids going through something? And it's always, it's always going to be speak up, speak 100%. To someone close to you, and then see if they can help. But some cases, like, it just happens, so then the school needs to find out. But it would really be great to have, someone with a better recognition of what's going on, because you just can't. I just feel like there's no statement for one size fits all in this case.
Yeah, I actually honestly agree with you. And the fact that he had written that he wants to actually fight and beat the bullies up just shows, like, what kind of, like, bullying he has gone through to feel like he's only able to defend himself if he actually hits the other person. You know what I mean? Like, violence is never the answer. But this is going to become, I would say, over, like, the course of, like, if that would continue, he would be violent, and then his future kids, his future wife is going to be like, oh my God, he's so violent. And then or like even with his workplace, right? He's going to be violent. He's not going to know how to react or how to speak up in, like, a very, I would say, civil manner. Of like, hey, you've done this. I don't like this. Please stop. He's not going to be able to do that, because in his head, like, fine, I need to beat them up.
Yeah, I don't. It won't always, continue into your adult life, I'm sure. But I do agree with you that just violence can't be the answer.
Sure.
But if you have a child who is facing violence, to tell them that is a sticky situation.
That is true, 100%.
But I think we can just say that if you do know someone going through it, try and have a conversation with them and speak to them, because it's prevalent and it happens, particularly in schools.
Yes, and speak up. If you guys do not like someone who is talking to you in, let's say, a very condescending tone, let's say, right? Or a very rude tone, what you can do is be like, hey, I don't like this. This is my boundary. Do not cross the boundary. It might not be okay for them. They might not understand, but, like, your boundaries are your boundaries, and they do not need to necessarily agree with you. They just need to, I would say, adapt to your own boundaries. So
true, and thoughtful words can be a lot more powerful than people think.
Agree.
I would say.
Kill them with kindness.
So if someone is coming at you with fists, then there's things that you can use with your words that could put